Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and get started, Christine?
Hey.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
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 Nice to see you.
You all look so nice. I feel like I should go put on a pretty dress. I might.
Or just take off what you're wearing. Just that's even better.
No, trust me. You don't want to see me without what I'm wearing.
In the buff. Happy hour in the buff.
Very well. You know, it is from the bust up, so it's okay.
This is true. This is true. Nobody wants to know what I'm wearing from the waist below because there's not much going on there.
Well, no, there's a lot going on there.
Well,
Yeah.
I did the hat.
That's a whole different ticket price right there. Should we start to go ahead?
Go ahead, Christine,
Okay.
take it
Hi,
away.
ladies. Hi, ladies. My name is Christine Deaver. I think I've met some of you. I don't know who all is here. There's little pictures on the top, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so it's all a blur at this point. I moderated one of Grapevine's events several months ago when I was working in Seattle at Teatro Zinzanni. And it was such a great experience. I told them, I said, if I lived in Seattle full time, I live in Los Angeles, by the way, I would be part of this organization because I met such wonderful women. And I think what this organization does for women is amazing. And I truly just fell in love with it. So, and I myself, during this lovely, challenging time, have been partaking in numerous Zoom classes. I did the flower arrangement. I did the financial advisement. I've done the meditation. I've done the Pilates. They're great. I've just thought they were fantastic. So utilize them as much as you possibly can, because I think especially during this time, we could all use a little uplifting, a little fellowship, and who rules the world? Girls, you know what I'm saying? Yes. On that note, let's all show our cocktails, shall we? I find that the best way to keep from touching your face is to have both hands occupied. So, chin chin.
Chin chin.
Chin chin, let's start early.
Yes. And continue drinking through this whole
Wait a
session.
minute, is this early?
Yeah.
It's the perfect time.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, looking back on this very challenging time of what we're going through, and challenging is, I think, putting it mildly. I found that in order for me to kind of get through things, I find for me personally is to kind of find the silver lining or the benefits to this pandemic, if you can possibly use the word benefit for this, and try to find some levity in what it is that we're all going through. So I sat down last night, I was thinking, well, what benefits, or what have I learned? That's the best way. What have I learned during this pandemic, being isolated, quarantined, quarantine. And so I made a little list of some things that I thought made me look at things a little differently. And let me share those with you, if I will. I have learned that I didn't know it was possible to be as casual as I have become. It's like, I'm like modern homeless at this point. I literally have a basket of clothing that I call my COVID clothing, as I'm going through closets and giving things away and going through piles because I have copious amounts of time. I literally have a basket of COVID clothing. And this is like sweatpants where the elastic is falling out, paint stains on t-shirts, holes in t-shirts, holes in places where no one in public should see that hole. And I literally have that clothing. Now, this is clothing I would never wear outside of my driveway. But sometimes you do have to go into your front yard to get the mail. And sometimes some people catch you. That's kind of awkward as you kind of cover yourself to kind of cover the holes. So I have found that I have reached a whole new level of casual slovenly. Now, typically when I'm working at Zinzanni, I'm in a corset, Spanx, fabulous costumes, makeup, wigs, hats. That's all gone to the wayside. It's extremely casual at this point. I have also learned that I save a lot of money by not shopping, because I'm literally shopping in the back of my closets and through my garage. I am finding clothing that I have not worn since it fit. So there's that. And those clothes are going to the Goodwill, but unfortunately the Goodwill is not open. So it's in a bag in my garage, hence trying to clean out your garage. It doesn't really work. I have gone months without wearing a bra. That is, I find you wake up in the morning, you just kick your boobs into the next room and it propels you into that next room. You know, you just, and putting a bra, but I'm wearing a bra today. It was special. So I put on lipstick and a bra. No panties, but I'm wearing a bra. But yeah, it's the bra, getting back to wearing a bra might be a challenge. I might have to wear a tube top, which I also found in the back of my closet, and just kind of bind those things down. But a bra at this point is challenging. Yeah. Makeup has gone by the wayside. My eyebrows at this point, I'm 2 weeks from looking like Frida Kahlo. I really do. My goal is like one big continuous arch. You know, I could even fill it in with a magic marker. So makeup, except for today, I could put the lipstick. The makeup has gone by the wayside. I've learned that I can educate people. I'll give you an example. Since I have all this time off, I'm trying to refine my house. I've been trying to get solar installed in my house, do these things I have never had time to do. So I filled out a little thing online for solar. Then I get all these phone calls from people offering me a pitch about their solar system. I got a call the other day from this young man. I want to say he's probably in his 30s, old enough to know better. Ma'am, I'd like to talk to you about solar in your house. I said, this is great. This is exactly why I filled out the form. He said, well, before we get started, may I talk to the man of the house or the person who makes all the decisions? So I felt the need to educate that young man for about 20 minutes. There were a lot of F-bombs going on, but I think by the end of the conversation, he learned who the man of the house was. So I've learned about educating. Yes, I've heard that, let me check my list here, going through here. Creativity in cooking. Last night's dinner consisted of a lobster tail and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I had a lobster tail defrosting in the refrigerator. And by the time I steamed it, it was about 3 bites. So that was kind of like an amuse-bouche. I was still hungry, but I didn't want to cook. So I thought, what goes good with lobster? Peanut butter and jelly on Dave's Killer Bread. So that was a lesson as well. I've also learned that popsicles can save your life, save your sanity. I find that if you find some anxiety coming up or depression kicking in, or your children are driving you nuts because you're homeschooling, or your husband has asked the same question 15 times, that if you pop a popsicle in your mouth, it just shuts you up. And if you have to do that 2, 3, 7, 8, or 9 times a day, there's nothing wrong with it. 40 calories. 40 calories, Chloe's popsicles, I'm telling you. They will save you. They will save you. I also learned that, where are we? Forgiveness. That's a hard one. That's a hard one, even if there's a pandemic, not a pandemic going on. I went to Trader Joe's to go shopping, and the lovely clerk asked me, ma'am, go ahead. We're letting the senior citizens in early. Go ahead and do your shopping. Now I had to take a breath several times because I thought, oh no, he's not talking to me. Now granted, I had a mask on, sunglasses, and a hat. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but he should have looked at my earlobes, which are very soft and supple, very youthful. And I thought to myself, can I get mad at him and make a scene? Or do I take this opportunity, because I am an actress, assume the role of the senior citizen and get toilet paper early? Yes, I'll let you decide on what I'll let you just ponder that. And there's one more thing. Oh yes, this one. Well, social distancing is also good. It's not always a bad thing. It gets you out of situations you don't want to be in. I mean, those June weddings, you know, I was invited to a wedding that was in a park, potluck, and BYOB. Now, what's the point of that? So I can easily just say, oh, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't come to that lovely shindig. sit on the grass in the heat, no chairs. I can't leave my house. There's a pandemic. I might die. That's a solid excuse, a solid excuse. And I've also learned that sometimes surprises happen when you least expect it. I was in my backyard gardening, dirty, sweaty, on a Sunday. Now my gardener typically comes on a Monday, but Monday was a holiday and he didn't come the previous Monday because it was raining. He doesn't come when it rains because it's Los Angeles. When it rains in Los Angeles, the whole world stops. So I'm gardening, I'm dirty, I'm dusty, and I don't want to go in my house like that. And I live by myself. I have a 7-foot fence. So I decided to take my clothes off in my backyard and hose myself off before I went into the house and to cool down for a few minutes. So I'm naked and I'm hosing myself down. I have my eyes closed and I got the little thing, the hose over my head, and I hear the gate opening. And unfortunately, my gardener has a key to my gate. And he decided to come on Sunday because he wasn't going to come on Monday because it was a holiday. So in my mind, that was his Christmas bonus. So, you know, it's a very challenging time for everyone, but find the levity in it, find the humor in it, find an inch of positivity, continue to educate yourself for these wonderful classes. This organization is fabulous for women, and I'm so very happy and honored to be invited to be part of it at times. And so I pass it on to you, ladies.
Well, thank you so much, Christine. Oh my God, I just love your perspective. And it's such a good reminder to use a filter of humor rather than angst as we move through this weird time. Hi, I'm Monica. I'm one of the co-creators. And by the way, I did take a shower today, and I also put on a bra, which was the first time in a while. I do not want to go back to the regular bras. So we are going to have a little Q&A. So if you do happen to have a question, I'm hopeful that you will write it down in the chat section. And Christine will monitor that, and then she'll ask the questions at the end. Okay, so before we celebrate our future, I feel the need to celebrate how we got here. And I so appreciate what Christine said about some of the classes that she's taken along with us. And it's been such a joy to share that with her. But this is all about saying we want to celebrate you. It's you that brings the energy and enthusiasm that keeps us growing and evolving. So here's to you.
Cheers, everyone.
Yay!
Cheers, woo!
Before Joni, Barbie, and I started Grapevine and Crush 3.5 years ago, Joni was hosting these women's wine soirees. I don't know, it was 10 or so years ago, that were for our industry, which was the green building sustainability industry. And we kinda all knew each other, but through Joni's curation of the events, it broke down barriers not only between us as professional women, it broke down barriers within us. To be vulnerable, especially in this quasi-professional setting, it was just so refreshing. And to this day, that feeling I had after those events, which was this feeling of being alive, or a sense of freedom, that is my true north for as we create our events. So thank you, Joni Parsons. We wouldn't even be here if it weren't for you, Jonesy.
Yay!
Monica. Makes me cry.
I know.
Thank you.
But to expand on that a bit before I get weepy, our goal is not networking in the old-fashioned sense. We want to toss that idea of being perfect persona and just be real. Be naked. Maybe not naked like Christine in her backyard with the gardeners. Just showing up with no facade, just our perfectly imperfect selves. Another true north or goal of ours is diversity. It was funny yesterday, right after we launched the website, I showed it to my husband. And of course, it's the time you find things that you didn't see before, even though you've tweaked it and reviewed it a gazillion times. But there was this blurb about one of our goals is to challenge other like-minded women. And I was like, huh? That's kind of the opposite of our goal. We don't want to preach to the choir. We want diverse perspectives and a diverse audience in all ways so that we can, I don't know, practice, so to speak, having respectful discourse or dialogue about all topics. And I don't know, maybe this is too grandiose, but how else are we going to heal as a nation or a community or even as a friend if we all stick to our comfort zone of people who think and look like ourselves? So lastly, speaking of diversity, it makes me so happy to be consolidating Grapevine, Crush, and Revel retreats because it too brings diversity. We initially thought the demographics of age would have different interests in topics, but it turns out the Crush events they seem to be just as appealing to our older women like myself, and vice versa. There's such a richness that comes from that mix. And one of the reasons that I'm sharing all of this is that we want your help to achieve these goals. If you have suggestions or feedback, we are all ears. Whether it's on topics, speakers, expanding our community, please reach out to us. So let's all raise our glass and toast what we have created together, all of us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chin chin, cheers.
Chin chin.
Jody,
Thanks, Monica.
let's
Thanks,
talk
Monica.
about the future.
That was such an amazing intro.
Thank you.
I am just so thrilled that we're all here. The last 3.5 years have gone so quickly. It's been such an amazing journey. As Monica mentioned, we want to bring all of these 3 entities under one umbrella, and that's how RevelEleven was born. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit more about Revel and 11. So Revel, as we all know, is just joyous and being merry and having fun and being together. We love reveling, Monica and I, and all of our tribe, and we're just betting that you do too, right? And and then we have 11, and one of the things that when 11 came up, it just seemed like 11 was a very auspicious number for Monica and I. And I called Monica and I said, what do you think about 11? And she's like, have you looked at my email address? Monica Smith 11. And I had never noticed that. And then one day, so that was one thing. There were so many things, like 11 just kept coming up and again and again, and we decided to Revel 11, and then everything was 11. And so one day, Monica and Janet, who's on today as well, we were down in Sun Valley and we hiked up Mount Baldy, and we went and had a drink at the Roundhouse, or maybe 2, and we wanted to take the gondola down. So we walked outside and we're just chit-chatting, and we're waiting for the gondola, and there's this gentleman there, the gondola ticket guy, and he goes, oh, ladies, here is number 11. You guys, we just burst out laughing so hard. I think he thought we were a little crazy because we just could not stop laughing. I swear we laughed until we cried. And I mean, all the way down all the way down in the gondola, down the mountain, we just kept talking about it because we just couldn't believe it. And we just knew that there was a magic in that moment. And we just knew that RevelEleven was just perfect. So where do we go from here? So we've had so many successful in-person events, and of course those are on hold right now. But I'm so proud to say that over the course of the last 2 months during this crazy time and this pandemic, that we've had over 30 virtual events. And we've had amazing speakers and great attendance, and it's just been a delight to be able to provide some light and insight during this time. We hope that you will tell your friends about it and have them join, your girlfriends about it, and have them join too. we will also continue to have those edgy, informative, and fun conversations, both in person and online as we move forward. In fact, on Friday, we're starting something new. It's a challenge, and you'll have to wait and see. There's more information coming, so we'll start next Friday, June 5th, and it will continue throughout the summer. So look for some more details on that. As most of you know, we also hold retreats through the old Revel retreats, and these are just rejuvenating events, whether they're a weekend or a week in Roslyn, Washington. We've also look across the nation for fun events like Bryce and Zion. We're having one in the fall in Sun Valley, and then we're also looking to do ones across the globe as well. So again, please tell your friends more about what we're doing and join our fabulous tribe. We are so grateful, like Monica said earlier, that you are a part of this RevelEleven community. I could not be more pleased that this is happening in the way it has, and we're more than 2,000 women strong now. I mean, that's just amazing over the course of 3.5 years. So during those 3.5 years, you've all shared with us, you've hiked mountains with us, you've been vulnerable, you've gone inside yourself to look at yourself in a deeper way. And Monica and Barbie and I have too. And I think all of the women who have come to some of our events have just gone a little deeper and had maybe a little bit more insight or had that magical aha that has made this last 3.5 years just magical. So thank you. We couldn't do it without you. And we're so glad that you're here today celebrating with us. So cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for making RevelEleven and Grapevine family a huge success over the course of the last 3.5 years. And there's so much more to come. This is just the beginning. Cheers.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Jen, yeehaw.
So with that, we'd love to know if you guys have questions. We'd, turn on your cameras and your microphones
And say hi.
And say hi, and we can just have a little chit chat.
Hi.
Hi, Katie. Katie's my niece. I'm so proud to be her auntie.
I'm so excited about what you guys are doing. I heard about this when I first met Joni, and it was so exciting to hear about. I think we probably spent hours talking about your guys' conventions and special speakers, and so whatever. So this is my first time checking in on what you're doing, and it seems so cool.
Well, thank you so much. And you also gave us great guidance when we were sitting at that little table having a drink in France.
Oh, thanks.
Does anybody have any questions or comments or something fun or to add? We're just so happy to be here this afternoon.
Well, just congratulations. It's wonderful that you've so that people can come and have a way to continue learning and growing and networking and having fun even when we're stuck at home. I've taken so many classes in the last 2 months, so I'm really glad that I can.
That's great, Dana.
And this is much more fun than LinkedIn Learning, I have to say.
I hope so. Molly?
Hi, Joni and Monica. I am
Hi.
so thrilled. I have just enjoyed myself at all of your various events and the retreat that I took, and having all of it together and just, one great combination, I think is just going to be like even better than ever. I'm so looking forward to all your new offerings and just very excited for you ladies.
Thanks, Molly.
And
We
echo,
have to do a retreat. Jane?
so Joni, Monica, Barbie, you guys rock. I think I can speak on behalf of everyone. Say, whoever doesn't think everybody thinks they rock, raise your arm. Bring it up, bring it in, now bring it together.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. You are walking the talk. You are creating a community. The community is growing. The community is expanding because you're bringing something needed and real and has momentum in this world. So you are, during the time of COVID, I can tell you, like, when I see Grapevine on my inbox, I smile. When I attend an event, I'm not by myself. I'm with other people who may or may not be like-minded. And I know that I'm part of something that is powerful, that is giving back, and I have all of you to thank for it. So I'm so excited that you're putting it under one banner, because now that's the platform that's just going to take off from here. And I share it with everybody I know because it's a gift. You've given it to us, we're going to give it to others. So thank you.
Thanks, Jane. And I
Thanks,
just have
Jane.
to say, I met Jane, we met Jane at a retreat up in Roslyn, and our whole worlds collectively, Jane's and mine and the people that were there, were so, I can't even tell you the bonds that were built that weekend in 3 days. And, you know, everyone from that retreat, we're still friends. We hang out, we've done work together. There's just been so much. It's just been, that's what RevelEleven and Grapevine has all been about.
Yeah.
You can tell it's made an impact when you get up to go for a walk at 5:30 in the morning with someone, because that's the only time you can see them. So thank you.
Thanks, Jane. And
Anyone
Beth, thank
else?
you for everything it's been so great to have you a part of the family, and really it's such an inspiration for, you starting your group early on, and it's been so nice to have you part of the tribe and our family.
Well, thank you. I am so happy that we could parlay some of the membership from the 201 Club, my ad hoc group as it was, and it really transferred into the amazing group that you have pulled together. It's is really wonderful.
Thanks, Beth.
And I'm sorry, I have to leave. I have another Zoom call. I'm actually joining they call it the alumni group for Seafair. It's past presidents and board chairs and such. Of course, the festival's not being held this year, so we're having a Zoom call to celebrate in our own way.
That's great. We'll go celebrate. Cheers.
Right.
Beth. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Christine.
Today.
Bye, Beth.
Well, again, Christine.
Monica, I was going to just share one story that's funny and
Yeah.
Beth left, but I co-founded the 201 Club with Beth, and she didn't make a reference of what it is, but the WAC has the 101 Club. I don't know if you all know that, but there's no girls allowed in the 101 Club. So we created the 201 Club and ran that for about 3 years, and it got so big that the founders, Beth Knox, Beth Wojcik, and it wasn't me, but they said it's too big now. It's too big. It's not what we wanted it to be. And at the meeting that we closed it out, they said, well, what if someone wants our membership list? And I laughed and I said, what? It's like an Excel spreadsheet that's silly. And they said, someone will. And so sure enough, the very next day, Joni calls and says, Barbie, I'm so sad to hear about the 201 Club disbanding. Do I have a deal for you? So I laughed because I thought, who in the heck is going to want this silly spreadsheet? It was an amazing list, but it was ad hoc at will. It wasn't anything organized. It was very haphazard, nothing like we have now. So the next thing I know, Joni and Monica had a website. I was like, wow, okay, we're talking about some serious momentum here. So it has been my honor to be involved I'm involved in the speaker series. And for me, what I find extremely valuable, and Joni, Monica, and I go round and round about, I love to network. I love it. And I still network, but they've taught me to say enriching, not the networking word, but I love to be able to share whatever it is for whomever receives it, whatever that is my favorite, absolute favorite thing to share. So I'm honored to be involved still in the speaker series and love that we still have this to be able to share. And that's all that I would encourage people is as you meet people along the way, I think humans, especially now, are going to be starved more than ever for interaction and for enrichment and for a connection, if you will. And so I would say that, you know, in my world, in this COVID experience, I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're all employed. We don't have the virus. But I'm dying. I'm an extrovert with an exclamation point, and I cannot wait to be able to share and see people again. It's just crazy how it's an actual void and an empty void in my life. So these Zooms are fabulous, but that's what I'm so pleased that we're coming out again in how and a new name, and appreciate you all, and please invite people. That's all I can say. It's there for us to share.
Wonderful. Thanks, Barbie.
Well, everyone, it was just so great to see you and to have this event. Christine, thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine.
And can't wait for our future.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
Have a great,
everyone.
have a
great
lovely
night.
rest of the day. Thank you for joining us. Go RevelEleven. Woohoo.
RevelEleven. Thanks for inviting us. What an honor.
Thanks, Jane. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.